Today we want to talk about business, finding success in business like it's nobody's business. Whose business? Your business. Hey, this is Paul. Thanks for taking a minute to hang out with me in the studio of life. Today I want to talk about business. Something you may or may not know about me is I have ran a business for a number of years, and I love studying business. I love studying, the old saying, follow the money. When you follow the money, you find out what it's all about, what people are all about, what their lives are all about. A nice analysis of who you are and your values is your checkbook, and how you spend your money and how you make your money and what you're all about. Money is a very fascinating topic, and I've ran a business for a number of years and thought about it. I want to share with you just some cool books here real quick. The Millionaire Mind. This is kind of a great book. Read it, but it talks about the sociological implications of people who have made a lot of money in their lives. Here's another one I've read. It's called The Purple Cow by Seth Godin. Excellent book on marketing. Every business and every idea at some point needs to be marketing. Here's one that's been real popular in recent years. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's a great story about being an entrepreneur. One of my favorite ones right here is called More Than a Hobby, but the story of David Green, who is the founder of Hobby Lobby. Incidentally, opening the new Bible Museum in Washington, D.C. Their families had a huge impact in that. But this is his story of how they started a business he started as a guy, just a high school kid, working in a hardware store, and how that hobby became, a couple of years ago, they did $5.5 billion. Amazing story, and a Christian guy. Here's one I just picked up recently. It's a big, huge, hard copy book, coffee table book called They Made America. Some of the leading businessmen in America. Picked it up at a thrift shop for $1.99. It's probably a $125 book. Awesome thing. I just read it at night sometimes when I go to bed. And that's a whole nother thing we could talk about. Leaders are readers. I hope you're reading. But I want to tell you something out of my most favorite leadership book of all, and that's the Bible. We're on day 22 of our Proverbs challenge. And day 22 in Proverbs 22, to read a proverb a day. Verse 13 of Proverbs 22 says this: The sluggard says, there is a lion in the road. I shall be slain in the streets. And what we're going to talk about today is something that we should have learned in junior high, and most of us did, and something that we need to teach to our kids and to the millennial generation. If you don't learn this stuff by the time you're 25, it's hard to relearn it. But, we learn something, and then, in a sense, we go back and we relearn it again at a different level. And then we have to relearn them again at different ages and stages of our life as we face different challenges and different trials of our lives, wherever we are, whether we're in our 20s, 30s, childbearing years, or when we're in our post-childbearing years. So this whole concept here, what we're talking about is the concept of being a diligent person, being a responsible person. And when he says, the sluggard says there's a lion in the road, what's he talking about? He's talking about being a lazy person, and one of the characteristics of a lazy person is that a lazy person is an excuse maker. And so the point here of the Proverbs is, listen, don't be an excuse maker. One of the things that we do is just make excuses for our behavior. And one of the things we talk about in our family is the R word. The R word. And it's not relaxation. It's being responsible. We need to be responsible people. We need to be get after it people. One of the things I've taught my kids is, hey, listen, if you have something you have to do, get after it. Get started on it. Half begun is well done. Or something like that. Well begun is half done. Well begun is half done. That's a saying. And so, get after it. If you have something that you don't want to do and you're dreading it, the old saying, the dread is worse than the do. Dreading something is worse than actually doing something it. And so it becomes this big wall in our minds, and we want to say, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. Et cetera, et cetera. People in Minnesota really psych me because they really have a get after it mentality. Guy came to deliver propane the other day. We have two driveways. One of them wasn't plowed. He had to get in there. And he says, how am I going to get in there? There's 10 inches of snow in there. I said, you want to just drive in there? He says, well, what do you have to pull me out if I can't get out? He was willing to do that. And he drove right through all that snow. I said, hey, I got a 1-ton pickup over here. I'll pull you out. And you know what? He didn't look for all the excuses of why it couldn't be done. My boss won't let me. Our insurance won't let me. The company won't let me. The corporate won't let me. It's too cold. It's too deep. The snow's too high. No. He just took that 20-ton truck full of propane and crashed through the bank at the end of the street and came all the way down the driveway, delivered the propane, and drove all the way out. And I'm like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, being a successful person, accomplishing the mission. Don't make excuses. You know, we live in a day when people want to blame everything on their parents, on society, on the government, on their medical condition, on blah, 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 blah. Okay, but let's just be responsible people. Are there mitigating circumstances in our lives? Yes, absolutely. Are there things that we have to overcome? Yes. But that's what we are. We're overcomers. Successful people are overcomers. We overcome the crap that's stopping us from accomplishing our goals and our missions, and we get her done. And so, you know, we have to be overcomers every day. Don't be an excuse maker. Be an overcomer. Thanks for taking a few minutes to think about this super important area in our lives, this area of business, this area of building the foundational character issues, character strengths and qualities in our lives so that we can be successful in our lives and in our businesses. And our life is our business. So thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you tomorrow about another important topic. If you like this video, like it and share. So much more we could do. Trying to keep these short. So, hey, God bless you guys. We'll see you and talk to you tomorrow.
Lord, won't you lead us? Prepare our hearts. We are your hands, we are your feet.